Lost in Religion: How Theists Can't Relate to an Atheistic Worldview. This video is sort of a response to ThirdProverb's video, If Atheists Were Honest. Well, at least I got the idea to make a video on this topic while watching that particular video. More generally, I've been browsing YouTube for a bit and seeing the sort of religious-themed videos that theists, mainly Christians, make, in which they present an inaccurate view of an atheistic worldview. ThirdProverb's video is a plea for atheists to stop being arrogant and admit they don't admit everything. Hence, they should believe in the Christian God. Why the Christian God instead of any other deity? Well, the reason ThirdProverb gives, and I'm paraphrasing here, is that because the Christian religion gives you the promise of salvation just by believing in Jesus, whereas if you chose to follow a different religion, you'd actually have to work to get your temperamental deity on your side. I'm going to indulge myself and parallel this argument to a popular running joke among us science and engineering majors at my college. Whenever our minds get weary of thinking about how molecules react on a chemical level, we just laugh and say the gnomes did it. Why the gnomes? Why not the little pink fairies or the little gods rumbling around playing basketball on a subatomic level? Well, the gnomes are sorta cute. They're a mix of predictable old lady house decoration and unpredictable smirking minions capable of horrific evil. In summary, just a handy explanation. But actually the weakest link in the gnome chain of logic, and in ThirdProverb's logic, is the very first step. In the gnome example, we're rejecting, among others, atomic theory, the laws of thermodynamics, and several centuries of scientific research that have led to our modern-day understanding of how two molecules interact on the atomic level in any given environment. We are just jokingly ignoring the proven explanation and proposing our new theory about gnomes. Can the theory of gnomes be disproven? I say yes. Sure, we're still researching the properties of subatomic particles like quarks, neutrinos, photons, and gluons, but I'm certain that no article will be published in reputable scientific journals in the years to come proving that gnomes are at a subatomic level, controlling atoms. And here is where ThirdProverb's argument falls apart. He asks atheists if they are absolutely 100% sure of everything. And because we are not, we must then believe in an all-powerful, all-loving, all-knowing creator. No. I'm not going to be arrogant and say that through science or through any other means we have discovered all there is to know about the universe, how it started, how it will end, etc. If we knew everything, there would be no need for the vast majority of academic research, meaning I'd be out of a career. But what we do know presents a very strong case for the universe and life on this planet, and all others, arising and evolving through natural means without stimulus from a godhead. Knowing this, there are two possible conclusions that we can come away with, the first being much more likely than the second. 1. There is no God. The universe and life arose through entirely natural means. 2. There is or was a deity figure that has or had some unspecified role in the universe, but this deity and the God of our planet's major religions is not the same. So no, I do not claim absolute certainty of everything in the universe. Because of this, I regard myself as an agnostic atheist to the idea of deism, and whether any deity figure does or does not exist cannot ever be conclusively proven or disproven. But the overwhelming majority of evidence does not support the existence of a deity. However, I am fully and utterly atheist with respect to belief in Christianity. You're asking me to believe that there is a God, that he, not she, is a personal God to anyone who chooses to believe in him, that he knows everything there is to know and everything that's going to happen, but just for his jollies he decided to create humans that have free will, but not really. He went through a few centuries badly needing anger management, like appearing to this one dude in a burning bush and turning some lady into a pillar of salt, and just in general being vengeful and advocating war against those who weren't his chosen people. And here's a kicker. To absolutely prove this all, there was some dude named Jesus who claimed God's status, got on the wrong side of some Roman rulers, and got himself killed. Some people were so convinced by this dude Jesus that they got themselves killed for their belief. And that should be proof enough for us, right? Oh yeah, don't forget the Bible, the holy word of human beings. And then, they use the idea of what Jesus or God wants them to do to push their own wills on people. Religious wars imposing subservience on women for centuries, condemning the lifestyles of any group of people they dislike, etc., etc., etc. And the Church of Jesus couldn't agree on what Jesus taught, so they have to continue lots and lots of infighting and break off into new denominations of Christianity on every street corner. And this is a sentiment I hear echoed over and over again in all Christian videos I've managed to sit through. Yes, I have had an open mind as I've watched them, but seriously, you've got to do a better job than that. Asking atheists to admit that they don't know it all, and then proceeding to offer empty proofs of Christianity or religion X as the next reasonable step that an atheist must take to rid herself of foolishness and arrogance is just illogical on every level. It's weak sauce. It's like you all at some level are students who want to implicate gnomes as an alternative to putting into serious effort into studying papers and doing lab experiments. Except that you guys aren't kidding. That's it for this time. See you later.